So up till our last session, we have covered up till here. In a similar manner, we can create a modeling of a room. Okay. So we have created a wall panel layout. We have imported a bed from the video library. Oh, sorry, 3D warehouse. We and we have imported some side tables also. Okay. If you want, you can create your own side table. I think I have already given you the task for creating your side table. Likewise, in the reference image also. Okay. Right. It's the image for involves this server button. So you can create your own site table of this kind of structure. If you want the dimension, you can ask me. Okay, if you want. Now, I will. So if we'll took the render in this particular stage, now we can see this. We are getting we are not getting the premium quality of rendering. Okay, because the thing is that we haven't specified the lights properly because we have only provided it with simple basic rectangular light which disperses in each and every direction. But now I want to change this into a high quality render. So for that, what we are going to do is we will first of all stop this interactive render. Okay, we are going to edit some things like over here when we go to the interactive render panel. Now you can clearly see that these elements are joining with one another, and there is a we cannot because these materials are just overlapping one another, so we cannot see a hairline gap between these two. But it should have something. It should have some gapping between the joint of two elements. Like over here, you can see that there is a gray color shade kind of thing. Okay, same thing should be over same thing is over here also, as you can see that. And we want our bedroom to have that kind of groove kind of structure. So for that, what we are going to do, we'll stop the this rendering. Okay, we'll uh, we'll we'll close this. Now, to create these grooves, what we are going to do is, first of all, we'll make this, okay, Yes. Okay, I will deactivate this plane. Okay, I'll hide it. Uh, okay, then I'm going to hide the ceiling, the false ceiling as well. Now we need to create grooves at this bottom connecting edge. So I'll double click over here. Okay, and we'll apply push pull of 5 mm for about 5 mm. Same gap should be over here. Okay. Then we'll specify the bottom color of this color, gray tone. Now we can again push pull it downward by pressing Control key so that it is making a separate surface for 5 mm. Okay. We'll repeat the step over here, and over here. Okay. Good. Okay. So in this manner, we have signed a separate surface. Now we will push pull it a little step over here. Now if you go to screen one now, we can see a hairline gap between these two elements. If we go to the interactive rendering, then we can see that particular groove also. Let it clear out. See, you can see a groove kind of thing over here. Okay. In this manner, we can create grooves at the joints. Okay. Similarly, we'll create the grooves for each of the wall. So we'll double click on the wall. We'll apply this material. We'll push pull it at a gap of 5 mm. Again, we will drag it down by pressing Control key for 5 mm. And we will move the surface little bit inward for 5 mm. Okay, but then we will copy this edge and we'll copy it in green axis at this particular joint 5 mm. We'll copy the surface over here 5 mm gap. Okay, I'll double click over here. Okay, then we need to create a gap over here also in the panel. So double click over here. I'll right click on it and make it unique so that we can change only this particular surface. So I'll go to this view option, go to this component edit, and we'll click on hide rest of the model so that all other elements will get hidden. And now we'll apply push pull or up till here, and again we will apply push pull of 5 mm gap. Okay, in this manner we have created a groove. Okay, now one thing that I'm going to do is go to the screen view. Take this gray color a little bit darker and making them a little bit darker. Okay, now if we'll again go to the interactive view now, in this manner we can create the joint kind of thing. We can represent the joint elements. Okay, and this color is quite too darker. I'll reduce this color to a gray tone, little bit kind of gray tone. Okay, and this color is a gray color tone. No, I'll change this gray color to this kind of off-white color tone. Okay, or tape color tone. So we'll stop this rendering. I'll pick this particular material. We'll go to V-Ray, or you can either go to this option from here. We want to convert it into a little bit of uh, prompt action in it. We'll again go to this interactive view and check if it's fine or not. Still need some changes. So we'll stop it. First of all, I'll go to this. So for changing material further, we'll simply go to V-Ray. We'll expand this tab. We'll go to this material color. And from here, we'll select our desired color, whichever we want to. Now I'll close it. We'll again hit interactive. Or what we can do is we can import this image, reference image that we saw now. We can import this image and we can take the material color from this image as well. Okay. We can do that even in SketchUp. That thing also in SketchUp, but we'll do this that thing later. Words to pinkish kind of thing, I guess. It's fine, but good. We'll stop it. We'll close this. Okay, that's how we can open it. Okay, it's fine now. So if it's fine, then we will just hit OK and close it. Now, for getting a high quality render, first thing that we need is the light. Instead of this rectangular light, we'll be using IF lighting. Before that, I'll import some ceiling fan over this light. So for that, we'll first of all go to 3D warehouse. Okay, from here we have I downloaded a fan, and there are multiple fan options. Okay, you can download whichever you like. Okay, now we'll go to file, import feature, and we'll go to this download feature command, and we'll import it. And I want to import it at center. So first of all, I'll import it at this point. Then I'll move it from the center point, and uh, I'll stop at the middle point of this segment. Then select the middle point of this. We can't see a middle point clearly, so I'll drop it somewhere else first of all, and uh, I'll double click on this section so that it can be hidden. Now I'll hide these elements. I'll use the tape tool for reference. I'll create the reference in green axis at the middle point, and I'll create this green axis reference from from this component on that axis at the middle point of that one. Okay, now we will select a span, and I'll check first of all the dimension of this one. So for that, I'll be using tape tool. It's my first one is over here, second one is over here. We can see that the size is about 4 feet. That means each fan width is 2 feet. It will increase its size. Okay. By pressing Control key, I will increase its size for about 1.5 times. Okay. Then I want to increase the height. So I'll double click on this fan. I'll reduce its height from the top and I'll push it down at a gap of 4 inches. Now we will select this stand. We'll go to the move option. We'll select it from this corner and I'll specify point at the intersection of these two center lines. Then I'll move this upward into the ceiling. Okay, so by this manner we can import and settle down some ceiling fan kind of thing into our model. Now we will delete the guides and we'll start creating the ceiling light. So for creating ceiling light, first of all, I'll deactivate this segment. I'll hide this segment. I will hide these wall structures also. I only want the ceiling surface to be shown. So if you want, you can hide the bottom segment as well. Okay, I have hidden all these segments. Now I will double click on this false ceiling. I'll create first of all a border. The border gap I'm taking into account for about 1.5 feet kind of gap. Okay. Now at this border we will be assigning some lights. So okay, I'll copy this border. I'll press escape and here I'll first of all create a line and I'll divide this line into multiple segments to specify our lights. Okay. Now we'll go to the surface. Okay. Here we have created multiple line segments. So what I'm going to do is I have divided the line into multiple segments, right? So I'll erase alternate segments. Okay. Now we will go to circle command and first of all I'll lock the blue axis by upward arrow and I will specify the number of sides as say suppose 50. I am taking this number of sides as 50. Okay. Then we'll go and specify the center point as over here and we'll create a light of uh, about 2.5 inch of radius. I'll double click on the surface and I'll right click on it and I'll convert it into a component. First of all, okay, I'll create them as a component. I'll name them as lights. Okay, and you can specify the name as concealed light. So I'll double click on this surface component editor. Now I will copy this surface. Okay, then we'll close this. We'll go to this floor fall ceiling. We'll go to this fall ceiling and then here we'll go to this edit feature and we'll click on paste in place. Okay. After this, We'll erase the inner segment. I'll copy this from the center point. We'll copy it in the red axis at this end, and second one at this end. I think it's quite too large. Okay, 1 second. I'll undo all these things. Okay, I will just simply place a surface ceiling fan over here. Now, I have undo all these things. Okay, we will hide these elements first of all. We'll go to this false ceiling by double clicking on it. We'll create a gap of 1.5 feet, that is 18 inches. Okay, or if you want, you can use the tape tool. Instead of this, you can use the tape tool for 18 inches from this corner and 18 inches from this corner and 18 inches from this corner. So then we will go to the circle command. We'll create a circle for about 2 inches of radius. Okay, and our segments are 50. Now I will copy this surface at a gap of about 6 inches, and we will copy this surface from the center point. We'll copy it in red axis and we'll specify the point as over here. Then we'll specify the slash line that means we are dividing the surface, and we have to specify the number of segments which we want between them. Let us specify as 4. Then in this manner we can create 4 lines, or if we'll hit that again specify the slash sign and specify the number of sides, and it will create that kind of that number of elements. Okay, in this manner we can create multiple like segments. So we will delete the alternate segments. Okay. So in this manner we have created the 3 pairs of lights, and I'll increase its gap further a little bit for 12 inches. Okay, then we'll create a gap of 1 foot from over here also, and I'll copy all these 3 pairs from this intersection, and green axis I'll paste it over here. Then we'll specify the divide sign, and we'll create a before copying it, we'll copy these segments from over here. And green axis up to over here. We'll specify that divide sign, and whether specify with number of segments that we want. So suppose 2 or 3 segments, whichever you feel like, you can specify. And because at the center we'll be providing ceiling panel, so we won't be giving any like kind of structure over here. Okay, so we have created grooves for ceiling lights. Okay, by this manner. If you want, you can erase out these segments. I will move this segment over here, and this segment is over here. Okay, now I'll Other questions? Okay, so we written on the surface now. We'll drag this surface in this corner. We have a 12 inches and 12 inches from this side. Okay, so in this manner we have created these surfaces. Now we will apply a push pull. We apply push pull. That's it. Coming in this manner. I know something that's much. We'll copy these surfaces. I will apply Control C command. Okay. I will delete this background. I will copy it. I will hit it. I will create a line. Connect these two surfaces. Okay, in this manner, we have created over the surface. And now we want to get in that plus plus center line. Here only it is matching up. Okay. 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 So from here we will move them downward at a gap of about 3 inches. Okay. First of all, we will create the punch hole for lights. Okay. So first of all, we will create the punch hole for light. Now we will select these two surfaces. We'll apply Control C command. Then we'll press Escape and we will click on this Edit Paste and Place feature. Then we'll right click on it and we'll convert them as component and we will name them as light. Okay. Then we will double click over here and we will apply a push pull drop of 3 inches on both the surfaces. After applying a drop of 3 inches, we'll again select the surface and we'll drop it. and push them downward uh, by pressing Control key for about 10 mm. Okay. Now we will apply offset feature inward uh, for about 5 mm of gap. Then we'll pull it downwards. We'll connect it with line. We'll connect it with line first of all. Hello. अच्छा. Okay. जी जी जी. Right. अच्छा ठीक है. Okay, okay. This problem we are getting is it's because we have created it with control surface, that's right. So first of all, we will push it downward for 10 mm about. Then we will offset them inward for about 10 mm only. Then we will pull them inward, and the complete depth of this is 3 point something inches. So we will create a depth effect for only 2.5 inches. Okay. Now we will select this surface. We will copy this bottom surface upward at a height of about 10 mm only. Okay. Then we will select the surface, inner surface. We will select this inner surface. We'll apply a scale of about zero point 0.5 inches. So 0.5 times. The scale factor is 0.5 times for this. Okay, in this manner, we have created the cylindrical surfaces. So after creating a single element, I will select it. I'll first of all delete this surface, and after creating this element, we will select it, and then we will copy. Instead of copy, I'll press escape first of all. If I'll click this surface, you can see this is a what light component. So I will copy this surface at a gap of 6 inches. Okay. Then I will again select these two surfaces and I'll again convert them as a light sphere. Okay. Now we will select this light sphere. We will copy it. First of all, we'll copy from this intersection. We'll copy it in red axis. This is about 12 feet, 1.5 inches. Okay. Then copy it in red axis. About 6 feet. Okay. Now we'll select the surface, right, and we'll copy them from this corner point in green axis. So by this manner, we have created lights. Okay, now we'll double click on the surface. We'll delete the guides first of all. Now, before doing anything, uh, what we are doing is there is this dark color also. So little little bit gray color. Okay, and I will specify this charcoal gray color to our lights as well. Okay, and we will go to the B rig. We'll go to the emissive light and we'll specify this emissive light at this point. Okay, and we'll go to the Cosmos material. We'll go to the material feature, and here we'll first of all go to because we want this surface to have a reflecting kind of look. Huh? So we can get that look easily in metals. So we'll go to this metal feature, and you can simply select the chrome material, clean silver material. You can select any of these two materials because they are shiny material. So we will import this material from we'll import this silver material and we'll double click over here and we'll specify the silver material on the surface. Okay, but still when we look at our render, we won't be we can't see a uh, good lighting effect because we just have added light light components. Okay, but uh, it it requires one more thing, that is an IS light segment. So for that, we will stop this render first of all, and we'll double click on this component first of all. Okay, here we have to first of all download our IS light pattern. For having a for getting a good quality render, we should use IS light render. So for that, you can download your own IS light. So for that, we'll have to on the Google, we'll have to search IS Light Downloader. Now here you can get a complete light pack for IS Light. So I'll simply go to this Limon. Okay, here you can click on this free download feature, and by this we can download multiple IS Light segments. Okay, so after downloading it, we should extract this light feature. So I'll cut this surface, cut this element, and I'll go to this material tab and I'll paste this light pack over here. Then I'll extract these lights here. Okay, and when we open this light pack now, we get multiple light kind of structure over here. These are a light IS file that we will be using, and what kind of image effect it's going to create, we can get a good look from over here. Whichever you feel like I generally use soft display, so I'll be going ahead with this soft display light feature. If you want, you can select any of the soft arrow kind of feature or focus kind of feature effect or umbrella kind of feature effect. You can select this kind of effect from this segment. Okay, so we'll stop. First of all, we'll close this segment. Then we'll go to our Sketchup here. We'll go to this IS light feature, IS light command. Okay, and we will browse the folder that we have downloaded from the internet. Now we'll browse that. We'll go to the material tab, and here we have lemon pack. We'll go to this lemon pack, and over here you can change its font size to large size, and what kind of effect you require. You can have a good look from over here. That if I select the display, it's going to reflect this light in this kind of manner. So if you want this kind of light, you can select it, or I want a three globe kind of feature. So I'll go ahead with I'll go ahead with this three low umbrella. Okay, I'll be going ahead with this three low umbrella. Okay, so for that, here you can see we have to find the three low umbrella file. This is a three low umbrella file. We'll open this file and we'll specify its point. I'm specifying its point as the center point for one of the element. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll move this light little bit downward. First of all, I'll keep it at the top of the surface, then I'll move it downward at a gap of 6 inches. Okay, then I'll move it in the center of both the light, that will be 3 inches. And now, as you can see that this light is quite far away from the wall now. So because it's quite far, we cannot see its real effect. So what I'm going to do is I'll move the light towards the wall because we get its impression on the wall only. So that's why I'll move the light towards the wall, and you can specify the distance from over here as 18 inches. Now I can clearly see that this light is submerged in this particular fall ceiling. So what I'm going to do is I'll move this light downward at a gap of 3 inches again. Now I simply go to this screen one feature, and before getting an actual image, we are going to this video asset editor. We'll go to this light feature command. Here we have a feature called intensity. From here you can increase and decrease the intensity of whatever the light intensity do you require. You can set up from over here. Let us start giving its intensity as 50,000. Okay. Second thing that you need to change is if it's in shape now, it may be coming from it may be coming in point feature. Okay, so you won't be getting a IS structure light. Okay, so you have to change it from point to from IS file. Then you can change its color feature as well. If you want a warmer light, you can select it from over here. Okay, then simply need to go to the screen and we'll need to click on this interactive rendering. Again, now when we look at the screen, now we can see this brighten kind of texture over the wall. This is because of our IS light. Okay, so by this manner, we can add our IS light into our screen. Now, what we can do is we can reduce the rectangular light intensity, and we can increase the IS light intensity or IS light. We can increase the IS light so that we can get a good light effect over our screen. Okay, so for that I'll stop it. I'll close this segment and copy them. The middle point also. I will hit the surface. Select. I'll select these two lights and I'll convert them as unique. And we will reduce it so that we can have IS light on it. Okay, and second thing that we are going to do is we will reduce the light intensity from the rectangular light, and we will increase the intensity from my light to a little bit extent. When we go to the video option, here we'll go to this setting option, and from here we will set up our screen resolution is 2400 mm. Then we'll again go to this interactive rendering feature. We have created a groove at this corner, but we haven't created a groove at this corner. That's why if when we go to the rendering, we can see that these are connecting at a hairline joint. Okay, so if you want that kind of feature, so you can create the groove at this corner as well. But we are getting a more brightening feature kind of thing over here now. Okay, so by this manner, we can add some realistic light to this element. Now, the only thing is that needed is to change the color effect material of this bed. Only that thing is remaining. We want to have a light kind of texture, so we can just simply change this texture to a light texture. Okay, just uh, just wait for 5 minutes. Okay, we'll first of all stop this segment. Okay, then if you just we want to change the color tone, you can simply go ahead, go into this, select this feature, and if you want to change its color effect, you can change it from over here also as well. Okay, okay. No, we'll go to this factor again. I stop this. We'll remove the segment also. Yes. We'll apply this material at the bottom surface, and we'll move it up for that a gap of 5 mm, and we'll copy that particular downward with the control feature of so that you can get have a separate surface over here. Now we'll push pull them inward for 5 mm. Into this feature, and it's fine. Okay. If you want, you can change its color as well. For that, you'll have to go to this Kiosk Cosmos Google. Here, you have to go to this fabric feature. There are different fabric kind of elements that are given to us by Cosmos. You can select whichever fabric you feel like. Okay, you can have a color tone of your own from over here. You can download the material and you can specify that material over to this back surface. Okay, uh, so go ahead, no? Look at it. Now, I guess it's fine. For getting a final render, before getting a final render, what one more thing that I'm going to add is Don, when you share your render, na, you can see by the window, you can see the outside environment as well.
Yes.
Okay, so for setting up a quick environment, there are multiple type of environment that we can add in SketchUp. Okay, but for setting up a quick environment and for having a less memory load on SketchUp, what we can do is we can import a outside texture image, outside image from the Google, and we go import that image into our surrounding. Okay, suppose if my view is in that kind of structure, like I'm looking at the side screen of, and that side surface is also visible to us. So in that scenario, what we do is we download a background surface. Okay, so for that you can just type in and try to download a realistic kind of image. Okay, while downloading that, please make sure that you don't have this kind of watermark on your image. Okay. Uh, And one more thing that you should remember that this is the image resolution size. Okay, so keep in mind that your image resolution is quite high or good, so that we can scale it and shift it, increase its size. Okay, so have a high quality of image background. So either you can go ahead with that one, or you can go ahead with this kind of background images as well. Do you want a building or that kind of structure? And with greener kind of environment. Okay, I guess it's fine. Size is 740. So we can save this image as in our system. It's a video file. So we can open PNG and JPG files kind of files, and we can import that kind of image from in Sketchup. So uh, what we'll be doing is we'll copy this image first of all into the paint. Crop it first of all. We'll save them as you can save them as PNG or JPEG image. Okay. Now while saving it, we can see that we are getting some watermark kind of stuff over here. So I won't be using that image. This is the clear image. Okay. So I'll copy this image and go to paint. I'll click paste and crop it, and I'll save it as background. Which you can download in these kind of images as city background for our project. Okay. Then what we need to do is we need to import that image into our SketchUp now. So for that, we'll go to File, we'll go to this import feature, and on the desktop we have imported that image. So we'll go to this import feature, and while importing, we can specify on what face we want that image. So I'll click on the surface because I want the image on this particular surface. When we specify first point, it asks us to specify second point. So I'll be specifying the second point is over here. Okay, then we will move this image downward and the it, and at some distance. Okay, this is because when I look into the screen now, this background should come at a little back point of view. So first of all, move this image till we are unable to see the image. No? So we have to move it. Till. So what we can do is we can apply rotate feature, and we can rotate it. Now we'll look at it. Now we can see the image. Now when we look in the screen now, we can see that this ground is a hollow kind of thing. So what we can do is we can use the scale tool, and we can apply scale feature. Now if we look into the screen, in this manner we can add some background into our screen. Okay. Okay, Don.
Yes, sure.
And uh, now I'm changing a view to the 2 point perspective view, and I'll specify the height as 4 foot 6 inches. The degree as 25 degree. With the height as 5 foot. So we'll specify some zoom method. Okay. Now we'll go to this interactive feature. Now by the screen you can see the blue color of the sky and green color of the ground. Okay. Or if you want, you can change the camera a little bit, tilt your camera view so that we can have a uh, look at the outside, and we can have a outside look as well. Okay. So in this manner, we can add our background environment into a structure. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now you just have to simply go to your own view, whichever view you want in your render. Okay. And just then you'll have to go to this VRS editor, like setting option. And if everything is clear, then you can just go ahead and go for render. So while rendering, one thing, two things you need to make sure that you have to turn off this progress bar. Okay, you can set the quality from over here, whichever the quality you feel like it's fine. Generally, we generally render in high or medium plus kind of quality so that we can have a good render in a shorter distance. We do not go for high plus value kind of quality because it generally takes a lot of time. So because these are our initial renders and we'll be lagging to a very large extent, or we won't be doing anything to very much proficiency. So that's why we do not want to waste our time. So we'll be going at with high or medium plus kind of quality, whichever suits you or your PC. Okay, then in terms of denoiser, we'll be selecting V-Ray denoiser, and you can change the update effect rapidly, or if you want, you can just, keep it at the end or as well. It's up to your choice. Then when we go to the camera option, then what the thing you need to do is you need to reduce this exposure value to a smaller extent so that we can have a white kind of touch tone to our environment. Okay, then we will uh, we will go to this render option, and here we can set up your screen. That we Do you want a widescreen render or you want a landscape or portrait kind of render? You can select from over here, and we need to specify the size of the image that we would be rendering it. You can specify it from over here. Here, after doing this, we just simply go to this option called render with video. We have to click over here and
Sir, we always render in 2 point perspective.
no, it's not necessary that we always do render in different perspectives. If you want a different perspective, because it's we have we our camera is placed at the center of this room, right? So both side frames will be shrinking into 1 point only. So that's why we use 2 point perspective. And if our camera is at the corner, we do not need to use the 2 point perspective. At that time, we use perspective view or we generally use at the time perspective view. Okay,
Oh,
for
oh,
generating 2D CAD file, we use parallel view. Okay,
okay.
now in this manner we can have our own render setup ready. Now once the render is completed, this tag will get finished and this render will we we can it would be completely rendered. At the bottom bar we can see that this render bar is completed, then we can it will pop up like finish kind of element over here. Then we can save our render from by clicking on this save current channel. We can specify in which file type we want to save this image. We can specify from our location. Then that one we can have a good resolution ready, render ready. Okay, and these tools we'll be studying later on. These are some post-production tools by which we can alter or render image even after render. So these are post-production tools. Okay. Okay. Now, Ashutosh, in this manner,
Yes, sir.
we can create one. Okay. For dog session, we'll have the dog session tomorrow for Tom, yours, and Ashutosh. Up till then, complete your model. Dom has already completed the human model, and I'll be explaining the doubt session tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.